What have we come to? It's a few things. A few ground rules, if you will. What are you willing to die for? What are you willing to kill for? In any situation, you have to have that already in your mind, already fixed there. I try my best, and most warriors do this. We try our best to not waste a piece. Because there will always be a time when rule of law is kind of subjective. It's just the way it is. Whether that's on a foreign battlefield or the economy has collapsed so that now the battlefield is just outside your front door. Or it could be the point that some jackass decides to do whatever to you or your family member while you're there. And then you have to go into a protective mode. That's what it is. And I'm going to tell you something that may catch some people off guard. Oh well. In that time, in that space, in that instance, where your skills and your abilities are called upon, it is a battlefield. It's what it is. It's what it means to serve. Yeah, I'm no longer in the Navy. You think my uniform's still off of my heart? No. I just, instead of protecting my country at this point, I protect my family. That's it. That's it. That's the only difference. And I take that very seriously. A couple other things we gotta understand. There is no such thing as a fair fight. There is a winner and a loser in every fight. And you do whatever the hell you have to be in the winner category. Know how I said that? Category, not winner. Winner category. Because guess what? In any fight, yeah, you're gonna get hit. Maybe it's a pipe you get hit with, maybe it's a fist, maybe it's a foot. Maybe you get stabbed that day. Maybe you get shot. Maybe you don't make it. But you make sure the other bastard don't make it either. That's what it's about. What should your family member do? Well, the one that you're protecting, that you're spending the time protecting, they should either be running or assisting you so that you may survive and help both of you out of that situation. That's what this is. Now it's true that the sheep have tried to disarm us. Yeah, that's accurate. But the greatest weapon is not my axe. It's not. As sharp as this edge is, and trust me, greatest weapon. The greatest weapon is my mind. It's what it is. There's a reason why I carry what I do in my EDC. Some people say it's overkill. Yeah. I can understand where they would think that. But then again, it's not. Not to me. And not to the area that I live. See, I have an understanding of where most people in my area, their baseline is of carry. I want my carry to be way up here. See what I mean? So it'll be very hard for them to come up to my level, but it'll be very easy for me to overpower them from my level. See the difference? The whole point of this is to simply bring more to the fight quicker than what my opponent realizes is even possible. That's one trick. That's one tactic. The other tactic is this. Wolves, even though they're predators, they prefer weak prey, because the hunt is just as dangerous for them as it is for the sheepdog. In fact, it's less dangerous for the sheepdog than it is the wolf. So they're going to pick easy prey. And if they sense something that says, yeah, maybe I don't want to do this, they don't. They walk. They go get an easier prey. See the kind of the mechanics of it? Now, that's the way that is. The sad thing is that there's a lot of sheep that have no idea what's going on. And not just in their day-to-day lives. Politically, economically, everything. Not a clue. And that, unfortunately, is the way it is. And they will be caught unaware. It's like I've said in other posts, and it's like I believe. You choose who you can protect. And then you do that. And you do that realistically. So, by choosing who you can protect realistically, you're mitigating your risk. So that you're very aware of what risks you're taking. That's it. You want to know the reason why I obey laws of this land? Because I can't protect my family if I'm behind bars. Can't. That simple. It's nothing more than that. Yes, I have an honor code. Yes, I will adhere to it. Because the consequences of not adhering to it are just astronomical for me. But by the same token, depending on the situation, an honor code is basically guiding principles. And sometimes you have to pick and choose out of your code what is applicable at that time. If I am protecting my family, it's all on the table. Everything. And I won't have a second thought about it. Because I can't afford myself to. I'll tell you something else. In a fight, the first guy who gets stabbed generally loses. First guy who gets hit generally loses. The whole idea of defense is a great thing, as long as you are sure about having the ability to pull it off. Now, the whole principles of judo and jiu-jitsu are basically your opponent does X, you follow through with Y. There are times when that's the best situation. There are also times when you need to be taking a different approach, which is you need to start attacking as quickly as possible and to keep attacking until they are on the ground motionless. That's the other side of it. Don't give them a chance. When it comes to intuition, I understand what you're trying to say. That's a common thing that we have. That's what we train for. We train our senses to be able to do that. That's a good thing. That's what we do. That's the whole point. To be a good protector or warrior, you don't have to have the most beautiful body. You don't have to have the most trained reflexes. You just simply have to be willing to die for your cause. All you have to do is be willing to fight until your very last breath, protecting whoever you're protecting. That's it. That's all that's required. And that alone, if you're willing to do that, and if you have that, you'll find yourself on the better end of the struggles in your life. It's just the way of it. I'm going to leave you guys with a story that comes from the American Revolution. It was actually pretty much one of the first battles that we had. And it is of Paul Revere. And you see, during those times, the taverns and the inns were kind of like the hotbed of both patriotic activity, but also militias were, that was pretty much their hangout for the militias, was at the various taverns and bars and such as that. So what would happen is they would actually pay some of the militia members in beer. Hey, come over and assemble and drill and whatever, and we'll give you beer. Hey, okay. So here we go. I mean, it's pretty much the whole old American standby of, hey, replace my starter for me, I'll get you a case of Coors. Oh, okay, yeah, let's get it done. You know, well, that's what we do. Only in this case it was a militia. Anyway, the British were coming, and Paul Revere started his ride. And one of the things that he was doing while he was going through his ride is he was warning the local taverns on throughout the way that the British were coming. Well, the British came to the first tavern, and there was 75 militiamen armed and ready to go. The British brought with them, I believe it was 750 men. And this was the British regulars. Okay? Well, you have to understand, these militia members have been assembled at that bar ever since midnight the previous day. It was about 10 in the morning at this point. So they saw the British coming. They got out the tavern there, assembled, and basically they whooped their ass, essentially. Now, what's funny about it is you got to think these guys have been drinking since midnight. It's 10 in the morning. Okay. They have little gear, almost nothing for the gear, only what they could afford, which was very meager. And they were going up against the greatest military on the planet at the time, outnumbered no less 10-1, and they kicked all their asses, and they were running. Why? Because the militia members were fighting for something they believed in. And the British were fighting for a paycheck. That's what it is. That's what it is. If you fight for something that you believe in, you'll accomplish it. Mostly, anyway. And that's what it's about. It doesn't matter who's got the bigger bench, or who's got the harder punch, or any of that other crap. The fact of the matter is, most people start losing their strength when they start getting stabbed. That's the fact of it. If they have a gun, yeah, providing that they're 15 feet away from you, yeah. I'll tell you this much. If somebody's quick, I'll never even unholster my weapon if they're within 15 feet. I'll rather go to the knife at that range. Takes too long to unholster a pistol and get it into action. I've said it before, I say it again. A pistol, a gun, is a great long-range weapon, or longer-range weapon. Up close and personal? Nah, not so much. Unless you already have it out and ready. Knife's better. Within 15 feet, use a knife. I thank you guys for watching this 20 minutes. As always, whatever path you choose, and however far down the path you choose to go, that will always be and always will remain your decision. it's just my intent to help as many people as I can with this path and to understand all facets of it. Especially if you decide to go into it deeply. You deserve to know what it's about. That's what it is. So, anyway, thank you.